Hello everybody, how are we doing? Hope we're doing well. So today I thought I would sit down and I would tell a story that's been hard on my noggin. It's a true ghost story that happened to me. So sit down, buckle up, and I hope you enjoy the story and enjoy the ride. So this takes place Halloween, I want to say 2008, 2009, around there. Me and my sister, we were home at night because we were way too old to go trick-or-treating. But the neighbors came over and asked us if we wouldn't mind taking their kids out. So me and my sister agreed, and it was three girls and one boy, and they all went, we took all four of them out trick-or-treating. And we're walking through the streets, and it was a cold Halloween night, the moon was full. Kids are all having fun, filling up their candy sacks. It was just it's fun for kids. So, we're hitting all these houses, trying to get their candy sacks full, trying to get them full up. So we get their candy sacks full and we start heading back towards my mom's house. So we're walking down the street and we hit a few more houses along the way. And as we hit a few more houses, we reached the front of my mom's house. So my mom's house is like on an inclined hill, and there's like a front porch here, hill here, and then on the side of the house is like a grassy walkway. So we're walking past the front, and now, mind you, it's dark. There's the street lights, that's the only light you have, and the moon. So you have like some moonlight, and that's all you really got going on. So it's dark. So as we're walking towards, going up towards that grassy path, we're walking down the street, going towards that grassy path. I see a little boy around 8 years old. It was dark, so it was just like a shadow. So you really couldn't see the full figure. It was just like a shadow, and he's running up the pathway. So immediately I'm thinking it's the little boy that's with us in the group. So I just start making jokes. I'm like, I don't know where so-and-so's going because, I got the key and the door is locked. So I know you're making jokes and, I know you're in a rush to, look at your candy, but, you're not going to get very far without the key. So I'm like, he's going to have to come back for the key. As I'm talking to my sister about this, he looks down. I hear him go, I'm right here. So I look down and I'm like, okay, you're here. Then who just ran up the back of my house like that? My mom didn't have any lights on or anything because she works nights, so she was sleeping at this time. So now I'm thinking maybe I was just seeing things. Maybe I was just, my eyes playing tricks on me. So I look over at my sister, not thinking anything, but I'm like, Amanda, did you see that? And she's like, yeah, I saw it. And then the three girls were like, I saw it. And the little boy's like, I saw it too. So now all six of us saw this, this kid. So I told them, I'm like, I'm gonna go see what's going on. So I hightail it after this kid, because now once I get to now I run down the street trying to see like up the hill. So as I'm looking up the hill, I see him standing there in the middle of the grassy pathway. So now I'm running after this kid. So I'm running after this kid, hightailing it. As I pick up speed, he's picking up speed. But here's the thing, I'm like this, he's here. So now we're like on top of each other. So now we're running, and my mom's house, there's like a cement pillar, because her house was built in the early 1900s. I think it was like 1915, 1920, somewhere around there. So it's an old farmhouse. So it has like that stone pillar that leads to like the back porch. So as we're going up there, he's playing peekaboo behind that pillar. So the pillar is here. He's going he's like on this side of the pillar going like that to me. So now I'm picking up speed. He's here. I'm here. He turns the corner. I turn the corner. The minute I turn the corner, the kid's just gone. And the only thought I could think of was he's on the back porch. So I opened the back porch door because that's the only place he could have gone in that matter of 3 seconds that I was behind him. Checked the back porch, back door is locked, no sign of force entry. Like, the door was just, there was nowhere for that kid to run. So that kid just disappeared. So now I'm thinking, because the only other option was if he ran to the only tree in my backyard, which is like adjacent to that pathway. But the thing is, I would have seen him because he went this way, he didn't go straight. So there's no way he could have gone to that tree and me not see him gone to that tree. And then the barn in the back, there's nowhere for him to go because there's no door to the barn because that's the neighbor's barn. So it's only the back of the barn. And so my sister and the 4 kids catch up, and they asked me, hey, who was that? And I look at them, I said, I have no idea. I never got a chance to ask. I really didn't know what to say. And my sister was like, what do you mean? I'm like, he just disappeared. I'm like, he turned that corner. He just disappeared without a trace. He's like, there's nowhere for him to have gone. So now my sister and I are like, all right, well, all 6 of us saw it. So we know we saw something. So then we just summed it up to maybe it being an animal, maybe a cat, maybe we were just thinking it was a person, but maybe it wasn't a person. So my sister, so we just try to brush it off, put it in the back of our minds. 3 months later, me and my sister are in the dining room. I'm working on a project. She's on the computer. My mom's paying bills. My sister's, she used to do like little art stuff like on the computer. I don't know if you remember like the paint thing you used to have on the windows back in the day. So she's doing something with paint and PowerPoint, and she's talking to my mom about something, and my mom's listening, and then all of a sudden my sister stops dead what she's saying, and she like looks towards the kitchen because the computer desk is like here, and there's like a doorway here that leads to the kitchen. So I look up and I see an arm like going that way towards like where the basement is in the kitchen, because it goes like this towards the basement where the back door is. There's a basement, so where the back door is, there's a basement hallway. So you got a hallway here that goes to the basement, then it goes into the kitchen. So it's kind of like a T almost. So now I see him go that way. So my sister gets up, she goes into the kitchen, and me and my mom follow after her, and we're like, what's up? What'd you see? What happened? My sister turns around, she's white as a ghost. You could tell that she saw something, and she's stuttering, and my sister doesn't stutter, and she's like, I saw something. And I look at her, I'm like, what do you mean you saw something? She goes, I just saw a kid standing here in the kitchen wearing a winter coat. And as soon as she said that, me and my mom felt like this cold breeze over us. And we knew right away she wasn't lying. Like, you could just tell she wasn't lying. You could just tell my sister wasn't lying. So in that moment, because I saw the arm, and then the back door going towards like the basement, that whole hallway was open except for the back door, like going out towards the back porch. But the kitchen door and the basement door are both wide open. So me being me, I go down and look, because I'm thinking that's the only logical possibility is this kid went to the basement. I go down there, nowhere to be seen. No kid in the basement, nothing, not a zippo. So now my sister's seen this kid twice. And I seen him, a glimpse of him. So I seen him once, but I got a glimpse of him. So I'm gonna say I saw him twice. My mom has not yet seen him. But she said, after this incident, my mom said, you know what, I'm gonna come clean with something. She sits us down. She said that when she first bought this house, 6 or 7 months into moving in, she said, me and Amanda were very young. I was maybe about 4 or 5 months old. My sister was almost 2, she said. So when we moved into this house, she said that we had this toy. It was like a Fisher Price toy. And one night it just kept going off and going off and going off. So she goes up into the attic, because that's where, she was trying to find this freaking toy. Because the attic is where like all our old toys went, like that didn't work, that she planned on donating, or we just didn't want anymore. She planned on donating at some point. So she has this toy, it's going off in the attic. So now she's digging around the toy bin, looking for it. Finally, she finds it. And it's going off, and she's pressing all these buttons trying to shut this stupid thing off. It's not. So finally, she pops the back off of it to try to take out the batteries. There's no batteries in it. But as soon as she took off the back, it stopped. She said she got so freaked out, she took the toy and like she just tossed it, threw it, turned off the light, and ran downstairs. And she said she just forgot about it until that moment when my sister mentioned that, because nothing's been going on since that point. So that is my ghost story for you as to the ghost kid that I saw twice. However, now we're gonna get into the lore behind it. I go to my neighbor's house. Now this is a whole lore that she told me. Because I told her what I'm seeing. I explained her situation. She's in her house. She's baking cookies. You know, she's doing her thing. I tell her what's going on. I tell her what I've been seeing. And I say, hey, by any chance, do you know anything? Because she's been living in the house a lot longer than we have. Because her house next door to us. And those were the only two. I guess they used to be Kemper's Farm back in the day. And those were the only two houses on the block. And then developers bought it and they built that neighborhood. So her house is built just like mine. So, or my mom's house. So now we're in the kitchen. She's talking to me and she's like, yeah, from what I gathered is that years ago, around, she said the 1940s, late 1940s, early 1950s, a kid wound up dying of ammonia upstairs in what was my sister's room. And she said that's all she knew about it was that it was a little boy. And I immediately froze. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, it was a little boy. He died of ammonia upstairs in your sister's room. And she's like, that's really all I know about the house. And that's all she could really tell me. So now I'm putting the pieces together. That must be the little boy that died of ammonia. It's the only logical situation. So I go back and tell my sister what I heard. And I give her the lore behind it. And I tell her, and my sister, now she's turning white as a ghost again. And she's like, Erica, I did not want to tell you this. She's like, but at times my room acts up. She's like, it's so cold in there. Like you can have, like, she's like, the heat works, but it's so cold in there that it's almost like something is there with me at times. And she mentioned that to me a couple of times, that her room always felt like the worst room throughout the house. So that's all I really want to talk about today. I really just wanted to sit down and tell this little ghost story of my time growing up in an actual haunted house. And I do have more stories to go along with this house, but I really just want to talk about the ghost boy who I had named Casper, the friendly ghost, because he wasn't bad. He was actually a friendly ghost. So I will get into more stories about Casper, but I just want to talk about my very first few encounters and the back little lore behind this poor boy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I do have more to come. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll talk to y'all soon later. I love you all. Bye.